was his name? Huh? Devadatta. That's right. So he arranged it in such a way that he won't be caught, because that man who shoots the Buddha will be shot by two other people. And those two people will be shot by four other people. That was the arrangement. And the four people will be shot by 8 people. And like that, this was arranged like that. But unfortunately or fortunately, every person who came to the Buddha ultimately, and all these people became enlightened as a result. And another thing is, this Devadatta also sent an elephant to attack the Buddha. So when the Buddha was going with all his disciples, there was this elephant coming in front. And some of the disciples who were not Arahants, they became frightened and told the Buddha, even that disciple Ananda, he also said, shall we move? We should move. The elephant will attack us. He said, you must have faith in me. You must trust me. You must understand that no one can attack me or you. And then of course he went straight, and the elephant came and bowed to the Buddha, and the Buddha said, don't kill anyone. Behave well. And the elephant listened. You see, the important thing is not so much the powers of the Buddha, but the ability to remain calm and tranquil, even when someone comes to attack. So, in other words, this is the ultimate goal of the Buddhist. We should learn to gain control over the emotions. That's the important thing. And act intelligently. Now this doesn't mean that when an animal comes to attack you, you should remain still and let the person attack you. That's not the point. There in the Sabbasava Sutra, the Buddha points out that when it is possible to avoid something, it should be avoided. But when it is not possible to avoid, then you should learn to endure it, to tolerate it. Those are the things. And so, it is very important to understand the teachings of the Buddha. And this is, today modern people who talk about religion and magic, they talk, there was a writer who wrote a book called Magic and Religion. The difference between magic and religion is magic is trying to control the universe. And so, modern science is also a kind of magic in that sense. They are also trying to control the universe, the world. But religion is the opposite of that. Religion is the effort to control ourselves, not the world. That's the difference. In magic, people were trying to do all kinds of things like these rituals and ceremonies and things like that to gain control over nature, which they thought was controlled by some spirits or invisible spirits. But when it came to religion, people began to understand, or at least to think, that these gods and devils cannot be controlled by our magical ceremonies. Instead of doing that, we should bow down to the gods and begin to discipline ourselves. And that is how religion came into being. So in religion we have the worship of gods, not trying to threaten the gods or the devils. And it is not only worship, after that they also began to live in the good way, not to harm others, not to hurt others, not to steal, not to commit adultery, not to lie, not to take intoxicants. These 5 precepts. So the 5 precepts were practiced even before the Buddha. 5 precepts is not just some coming from the Buddha. All religions are talking about it. And that is because this is how human beings became gradually civilized. Civilization means friendliness towards others, not trying to fight and quarrel with others. Now today, when you meet someone that you don't know or a stranger, you might shake hands. That is according to the Western custom. Shaking hands means that you are not trying to fight and quarrel. But those days, when someone from outside, a stranger comes, they begin to take a bow and arrow and go to fight and quarrel in ancient times. But gradually, as people became civilized, they began to become friends and show that you are not trying to fight but to become friends. So this is very important.